Welcome to the Iron World channel. The United States Navy, or USN, is one of the 5 branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. The Chief of Staff of the Navy reports to the Secretary of State and is a member of the Joint Chief of Staff. The major components of the U.S. Navy are the Pacific Fleet, the Atlantic Fleet, the Navy in Europe, and the Naval Transportation Command. The U.S. Navy traces its history to September 1775, when George Washington ordered 7 schooners and brigantines to pursue British ships bound for Canada. The Department of the Navy has 332,000 men and has 125,000 reservists. The U.S. Navy operates 5,123 ships, more than 3,700 aircraft, 11 aircraft carriers, 141 landing ships, 262 landing docks, 743 cruisers, 669 destroyers, 181 coastal combat ships, and 712 submarines. In 2009, it was estimated that the total displacement of the U.S. fleet exceeds the total displacement of the 13 closest fleets of other nations combined. Today, we'll talk selectively about each type of weapon. 1. The U.S. Navy aircraft carriers are the main strike force of the U.S. Navy in non-nuclear weapons operations. The Nimitz-type aircraft carrier is a type of American nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. Nimitz aircraft carriers are the largest warships in the world. All ships' Nimitz-class construction is almost identical, but starting from the 4th, have increased this displacement, draft, and the period between recharges of nuclear reactors up to 20 years. The total displacement of the later ships, starting with the Abraham Lincoln, is 102,000 tons. The propulsion system consists of 2 A4G A1W water-to-water reactors fueled by 4 steam turbines with a total maximum output of 250,000 HP. The turbines turn 4 5-blades propellers. The auxiliary propulsion system consists of 4 diesels with a total capacity of 10,720 HP. They may differ in the composition of the wings operating from them. Currently, the standard wing includes 78 aircraft and helicopters, 20 F-14BD Tomcat fighters, 36 FA-18 Hornet or Super Hornet fighter bombers, 8 S-3AB Viking anti-submarine warfare or ASW aircraft, often used as scouts or flying tankers, 4 E-2C Hawkeye AWD aircraft, 4 EA-6B Prowler electronic warfare aircraft, 4 SH-60F Seawee Hello ASW helicopters, and 2 HH-60H Seahawk search and rescue helicopters. The ship is also equipped with a number of electronic weapons as well as additional equipment. The ship's defensive weaponry includes 3 Sea Sparrow surface-to-air missile systems and 4 20mm Vulcan Phalanx anti-aircraft artillery systems. The onboard armament is designed to protect the ship mainly against an air adversary that has broken through the long and medium-range air defenses of an aircraft carrier strike group. 2 3-tube 324mm torpedo tubes are used to counter torpedoes in the wake of the keel. The ship has more than 4,000 rooms for various purposes. The ship's crew consists of 3,184 men. The most recent member of this class is the Ronald Reagan. The Ronald Reagan differs from its predecessors in having an improved superstructure with a greater view of the runway. The development of radar and new types of electronic protection and detection required the designers to mount this part of the ship with a reserved capacity to mount new systems that have not even been invented yet, that may appear before the end of the design life of the ship, 50 years. Also, in this aircraft carrier, there are not 4 brake cables but 3. The designers removed one, but at the expense of the saved space significantly improved the remaining ones to improve the system of catching and cushioning the force when landing heavier aircraft. Nevertheless, anti-aircraft artillery, 4 6-barrel cannons of 20mm caliber, and 3 short-range missile systems are available to repel the threat of possible enemy aircraft penetration. To protect against enemy's torpedoes moving in the wake, there is a torpedo weaponry, 2 3-tube torpedo tubes of 324mm in caliber. The purpose of such a huge floating airfield is to gain a dominant position both at sea and in the air. An aircraft carrier can stop near the coast of any state in neutral waters and receive and land military aircraft of a certain class without the approval of the authorities of the countries in the region. This can greatly enhance the capabilities of naval and ground force groupings because of the substantial support for defensive and offensive operations from the air. The most recent aircraft carrier listed with the U.S. Navy is the Gerald R. Ford, and its first operational deployment is scheduled for fall 2022. The Gerald Ford aircraft carrier has a flight deck length of 333 meters and a maximum width of 78 meters. Equipped with 2 nuclear reactors, it can reach speeds in excess of 30 knots. Its crew, 508 officers and 3,789 sailors, and also about 2,600 aviation personnel. For self-defense, the carrier is armed with 2 REM-162 ESSM and REM-116 RAM anti-aircraft missile systems, also 3 Phalanx CIWS and 4 12.7mm machine guns. The aircraft carrier can accommodate up to 90 aircraft and helicopters, including 5th-generation F-35 fighters. According to the creators, EMAL's electromagnetic catapults, first used on ships of this type, will allow for about 160 sorties per day, with peak loads up to 220 sorties. In comparison, the capabilities of Nimitz-class aircraft carriers are limited to 120 sorties daily. The Ticonderoga-class of guided missile cruisers is a type of missile cruiser in the service of the U.S. Navy. These ships were the first warships in the U.S. Navy to be equipped with the Aegis Combat Information and Command System, or CCIS. Ticonderoga cruisers have a distinctive body with a far-forward half-bottom that extends 85% of its length, a clipper bow, and a transom stern. The body contours are designed to reduce amplitudes of roll and pitch and water resistance to ship's motion. On the base of experience of Spruance-type destroyers operation, the length of the ship was increased on 1.1 meters due to lengthening of the bow part. On it, a special bulwark of 40 meters length and 1.4 meters height was installed to reduce the influence of waves and rough weather on the bow units. 127mm gun and SPR vertical launcher. For the same purpose, cruisers are equipped with a roll stabilization system and onboard keels. The first 5 ships of the Ticonderoga type carried conventional twin-bar universal launchers for Harpoon anti-ship missiles, standard anti-aircraft missiles, and ASROC anti-submarine missiles. Beginning with the 6th ship, they were replaced by the Mark 41 vertical launch vehicle, or VLVM, with container cells. The use of the VRS has increased the survivability of the launcher, increased the number of warheads and the range of the missiles launched, and reduced the reaction time. Ticonderoga cruisers typically carry 26 Tomahawk cruise missiles, 16 ASROC SLBMs, and 80 standard 2 surface-to-air missiles for a total of 122 missiles in 2 modules. All Ticonderoga cruisers were upgraded in 2000 to 2011 to include the RIM 161 Standard Missile 3 interceptor missiles. These missiles are capable of engaging non-atmospheric targets at a range of 500 kilometers and altitudes up to 160 kilometers using Aegis radar guidance. On February 21, 2008, the cruiser USS Lake Erie successfully intercepted USA-193 unguided satellite at a range of 275 kilometers. According to the project, the cruiser has to keep the speed of 20 knots in the 7-point sea state for a long time. Smoke pipes are distributed along the sides and the length of the ship. Behind the bridge and in the middle part of the superstructure, there are lattice masts. Last in a series of 27 Ticonderoga-class missile cruisers, the missile cruiser USS Port Royal is also the 2nd U.S. warship to be named for 2 naval battles that took place in Port Royal Sound, South Carolina: the American War of Independence, 1775 to 1783, and the American Civil War in 1861 to 1865. Built by the largest shipbuilding company in the United States, Ingalls Shipbuilding, Port Royal and Lake Erie are the original cruisers for the Navy's Linebacker program, Phases 1, 2, and 3, which provided theater ballistic missile defense as test platforms for detection, tracking, interception, and interaction with other national assets to shoot down intercontinental ballistic missiles. The ship's Aegis and standard missile tracking systems have been upgraded with the addition of long-range surveillance and tracking, or LRS&T, and the ships have been equipped to carry the modified SM-2 block IVA TMD. A new class of nuclear-powered missile cruisers for the U.S. Navy is in the plans to build a new CGN-X type. The cost of one ship of the project is estimated at $4 to $5 billion, and according to estimates of some experts in the U.S. Congress, could rise to $7 billion. In 2021, Huntington Ingalls Industries, or HII, launched the Jack H. Lucas TDG-125, the first 4th-generation destroyer for the U.S. Navy. The Jack Lucas was the 75th missile destroyer of the Arleigh Burke class, whose main weapons are 2 32 forward and 64 aft Aegis Mark 41 multipurpose launchers that can use both SM-2 anti-aircraft missiles and Tomahawk cruise missiles. The Arleigh Burke class destroyers are capable of engaging in rapid 3-dimensional warfare, simultaneous air, anti-ship, and anti-submarine warfare in a highly counterintuitive environment thanks to their Aegis Combat Information and Command System, or CICS, capabilities. The Arleigh Burke is the most multi-series surface combat ship with a gross tonnage of over 5,000 tons in the entire post-war history of the U.S. Navy. However, the largest destroyer turned out to be a new type, the Zumwalt. The largest and most expensive destroyer in the history of this class of ships, costing from 7 billion UE, and this record will be kept at least until the early 2030s. Its appearance doesn't leave anyone indifferent, but what secrets lurks inside? A powerful slab of the sides making the radio waves reflect toward the sky, eliminating their re-reflection from the surface of the water. Stealth gun housings, complete absence of masts, radio contrast mechanisms, and equipment in upper deck. The bow wave cutting, which allows not to ride the wave as conventional ships do but on the contrary, to hide from enemy raiders among the crests of waves. Finally, the entire Zumwalt body is finished with ferromagnetic paints and radio-absorbing coatings. The main weapons of the series are 80 Tomahawk cruise missiles and artillery systems, which predetermine the main task of destroyers to support ground troops by attacking coastal targets. Moreover, the accuracy of modern artillery projectiles with GPS or laser beam guidance is in no way inferior to similar aircraft and missile ammunition. The ship uses an advanced control system for ill weapons through Raytheon's TSCE-Y firm, projecting the concept of local computer systems. The destroyer has low visibility features, not making it invisible of course, but the ship looks like a small vessel to the raider. As a comparison, the total displacement of the flagship of the Black Sea Fleet, the missile cruiser Moscow, is only 11,000 tons. It's also the quietest of all combat surface ships. The air bubble system to the underwater part of the hull, propellers and ring fenestrone nozzles, and full electric propulsion corresponds to a nuclear submarine of the Los Angeles type. Building a ship of this caliber is a symbol of scientific and technological superiority. A joint feat of shipbuilders, electronics, missile and artillery specialists, numerous scientific teams of whole country, which openly declares its status of a superpower. The main difference is the new AMDR, or Air and Missile Defense Radar, or AN-SPY-6 to detect long-range missiles instead of the existing SPY-1 radars. Battleships. The new battleship, USS New Jersey, is one of the last and largest battleships built by the U.S. Navy. Moreover, it has ruled the seas of the world for about half a century from construction to dismantling. The U.S. Navy battleship New Jersey was built in 1943 during World War II. It was then adopted and withdrawn from Korea several times. New Jersey is a battleship that participated in the wars and was active for about half a century before its removal in 1995. It was born as the second largest and last Iowa-class battleship built by the U.S. Navy. The main gun was equipped with 3 triple 40.6 cm guns, which are said to have been designed against the Japanese battleship Yamato. It also had an unprecedented 212,000 horsepower and a top speed of 33 knots. It can be said that it's a battleship worthy of the name. In addition, its style is characterized by the long and narrow shape of the ship with a total length of 270.4 meters and a width of 33 meters. This was a style because the width was limited as it passed through the Panama Canal. Although the ship participated in mainland Japanese artillery during the war, she was modernized and refitted twice after the war. In particular, it was revived as a missile battleship in 1981, equipped with 32 Tomahawk missiles and 16 Harpoon missiles. After a refit, it then participated in the Lebanon conflict, was retired in 1991, and it was removed in 1995. The New Jersey, which ended its half-century history, was moved to Philadelphia and remains a floating museum. The battleship New Jersey is one of the Iowa-class ships planned for the U.S. Navy. The Iowa-class has 4 names: the Iowa, the Missouri, the Wisconsin, and the New Jersey. Missouri is modeled as it was during the World War II. It would be interesting to compare it to the post-war modernization and repair of the New Jersey. Also, I look forward to doing it thoroughly. The battleship New Jersey is modeled even at 1:350 scale. It is a large model with a total length of 774 millimeters. Submarines. Some of the most successful U.S. Navy submarines are the Ohio and Virginia types, developed in the early 1970s, another class of nuclear-powered missile submarines after the Benjamin Franklin and the Lafayette. The contract to build the Ohio-class SSBN 726 lead ship was awarded to General Dynamics Corporation's Electric Boat Division in July 1974. Each submarine has a reactor loaded with fuel during repairs every 9 years. The autonomy on patrol is 7 days, followed by 25 days near a floating base or berth to prepare for the next patrol. Trident missiles with longer range have allowed a nuclear-powered Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine to patrol in areas in more remote parts of the world's oceans, making it virtually impossible for the foreseeable future to mount an effective Russian anti-submarine defense against them, especially also because submarines are acoustically very quiet. Ohio submarines were designed specifically for military patrols. Each submarine is provided with 2 full crews, a gold crew and a blue crew, each of which normally goes on combat duty for 70 to 90 days. In order to reduce submarine downtime in port for crew changes and resupply, the boats have 3 loading hatches in the bow, missile, and stern compartments to allow for resupply of large lots of supplies and access for maintenance. This 3-hatch design enables rapid movement of food pallets, equipment replacement, repair modules, and various technical systems required for boat maintenance, thereby reducing the time needed for resupply and submarine maintenance. The SSBN Ohio submarine's main armament is 24 Trident 2 T5 ballistic missiles under the Mk-35 Mod 1 missile storage and launch system. The first 8 boats built were equipped with less advanced Trident IC-4 missiles, but 4 of them were converted to cruise missile carriers SSG and Ohio as part of the Arms Reduction Treaty. The remaining 4 were retrofitted with Trident II D5 missiles. The launch system consists of silo launchers, a ballistic missile ejection subsystem, a launch monitoring and control subsystem, and missile loading equipment. Rockets are launched in the following way. Before the launch, an overpressure is created in the silo by means of a pressure powder accumulator or pad. The gas exiting the pad enters the lower part of the launch cup and pushes the missile with an acceleration of about 10 g. The velocity of the exit of the rocket from the chamber is about 50 meters per second. When the rocket begins to move, the diaphragm ruptures and the outboard water begins to flow into the shaft. After the rocket is released, the lid of the shaft closes and the process of pumping water out of the shaft into a special replacement cistern begins. The rocket moves uncontrollably in the water, and after leaving the water, according to data of the acceleration sensor, the first stage engine is turned on. In the normal mode, the engine is switched on 10 to 30 meters above the sea level. The rockets can be launched with 15 to 20 second intervals from the depth of up to 30 meters, with speed up to 5 knots and sea state up to 6 points. To keep the boat in a stable position while launching missiles, gyroscopic stabilizers are controlled and water ballast is pumped. The boat's converted to a multi-purpose variant. SSG and Ohio can carry up to 154 Tomahawk cruise missiles with a range of up to 2,500 kilometers at ultra-low altitudes on board. The Virginia proved to be very successful and evolved into the premier ship of the U.S. Navy's submarine force. To reduce noise levels, the propeller is mounted in a circular cowling or fenestrone approximately the same depth as the propeller diameter. For the first time in the world practice, the boat doesn't have a traditional periscope. Instead, it has a multifunctional telescopic mast which doesn't penetrate the rugged body, and in which a TV camera which transmits images via fiber optic cable to the screen in the central post, radio-electric reconnaissance and communication antennas, and an infrared surveillance sensor are installed. The infrared laser is used as a rangefinder. It is designed not only to fight enemy surface and submarine ships. The submarine can also strike at shore objects, conduct mines, conduct electronic reconnaissance, and covertly land subversive groups behind enemy lines. One of the requirements to the submarine arising from its tasks was the ability to stealthily operate in shallow waters. It is reported that Virginia is capable of remaining motionless for several days, even in places with underwater currents. Its maximum time underwater without surfacing is 3 months. Amphibious assault ships of the America type. 11 ships are planned as part of the LHA-6 project. America was laid down in July 2009 and launched in June 2012. On June 22, 2014, a second ship of this type, the Tripoli LHA-7, was laid down. It is expected to be launched in 2017. The UDC America is designed on the basis of the WASP landing ships and is 257.3 meters long with a displacement of 45,700 tons. The main armament of the amphibious assault ships of the America type is a RAM or rolling airframe missile and ESSM or Evolved Sea Sparrow missile air defense missile systems, as well as 12.7mm machine guns and a Phalanx CIWS anti-aircraft artillery systems. The deck of the ship can accommodate MV-22 Osprey converted craft and F-35 Lightning II fighters with short takeoff and vertical landing, as well as helicopters of various types. The ship is equipped with Mark 29, an American container-type launcher with RIM-162 ESSM missiles. It is an American medium-range surface-to-air missile equipped with a semi-active radar homing head. It is an evolution of the RIM-7C Sparrow SAM. It is also used to provide anti-missile protection for ships. The ship is also equipped with a shipboard surface-to-air missile system for direct shipboard protection. The USS America is to carry a crew of a typical mix of 12 Bell V-22 Osprey amphibious transport aircraft, 6 F-35B tactical fighters, 7 AH-1Z, UH-1Y specialized attack helicopters, and 2 CH-60S transport helicopters. However, its strength can vary depending on the mission. The Bell V-22 Osprey is a U.S. rotary wing aircraft combining separate airplane and helicopter capabilities. The aircraft is equipped with 2 Rolls-Royce T406 engines located on the wingtips and nacelles, which can rotate almost 98 degrees. The propellers with 3 trapezoidal blades are linked by a synchronizing shaft that runs inside the wing. This shaft also enables the aircraft to land on a single engine. It also carries the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, a family of advanced low-profile 5th-generation fighter bombers developed by the American Lockheed Martin Aeronautics Company for tactical aircraft systems. This ship uses an aircraft modification STOVL fighter with short takeoff and vertical landing, Bell AH-1Z Viper, the American attack helicopter based on Bell AH-1 Super Cobra. 2 modifications of helicopters are also used: Sikorsky CH-53C Stallion heavy transport helicopter, American multipurpose helicopter, and light airborne multipurpose system for operation from warships. Did you like the video? Like it, subscribe, and we'll tell you more about mankind's military weapons technology of all times.
Secret weapon. Top deadly drones. Drones are the future of military technology, most believe, and a symbol of the wars of the future. An unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV, is a combat drone capable of carrying aerial munitions such as missiles, anti-tank guided missiles, and bombs, and is also used for scouting, surveillance, target detection, and tracking. These drones are both controlled in real time and can operate with varying degrees of autonomy. Therefore, drones can be divided into groups according to their purpose: scouting and patrol, strike, target designation and recognition drones, supply, as well as information support and communication, barraging munitions, meaning kamikaze drones which can stay in the air for a long time and then on command dive at the target, blowing it up. 1. The well-known Turkish-made Bayraktar TB2, a male-class drone, has recently gained popularity, indicating its ability to perform surveillance and scouting missions and combat tasks using guided weapons. The drone has a length of 6.5 meters, a wingspan of 12 meters, and a maximum takeoff weight of 650 kilograms. In addition, it's capable of carrying a cargo of 150 kilograms and can operate both during the day and at night. It's worth mentioning that it's jointly developed by Baker McKenna and Kale Group, and they managed to make an ideal system for intelligence missions and combat operations. In terms of characteristic, this drone has a monocoque design integrated with an inverted V-shaped structure. The fuselage is made of carbon fiber, Kevlar, and hybrid composites, while the connecting segments consist of aluminum parts. The engine is located between the tail beams. Each Bayraktar TB2 system consists of 6 aircraft, 2 ground control stations, GCS, 3 ground data terminals, GDTs, 2 remote video terminals, RVTs, and ground support equipment. Rumor being spread that it had a key role in the glorious sinking of the cruiser Moskva. 2. Also worth mentioning is the deadly General Atomics MQ-1 Predator drone, which was produced quite a long time ago in the US back in 1994, which caused a furor in the field of military technology. In terms of power, it can perform remote attacks, allowing to save the lives of personnel, quick and anonymous destruction of designated targets. In details, it includes 4 aircraft, 1 ground control system, and 1 Trojan Spirit 2 data terminal. The Predator aircraft is 27 feet long and has a 49-foot wingspan. The system operates at an altitude of 25,000 feet and a range of 740.8 kilometers. It can stay in air mode for more than 40 hours and has a cruising speed of more than 129.6 kilometers per hour. The drone is equipped with UHF and VHF radio relay lines, a C-band line of sight channel, and a range of 277.8 kilometers, and UHF and KU band satellite data links. The MQ-1 Predator is armed with AGM-114 Hellfire missiles and has been used to defeat Taliban firing points in Afghanistan. Number 3. The successor of the Predator is called General Atomics MQ-9 Reaper, which has a many times bigger payload, almost 1.5 tons. Weapons that include AGM-114 Hellfire missiles, high-precision aerial bombs based on classic Mk-82 bombs weighing 227 kilograms, JDAM bombs, which can be controlled using laser and GPS INS systems. The entire system consists of an unmanned aircraft equipped with sensors and weaponry, a ground control station, Predator primary satellite link, support systems, and a skilled team of operators. It's equipped with a turboprop engine that allows speeds of over 400 kilometers per hour. The MQ-9 Reaper can perform missions such as ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, close air support, or CSAR, combat search and rescue, such as finding pilots of downed aircraft. The maximum flight altitude is up to 15,400 meters. The maximum flight time is 27 hours. An additional advantage of this drone is a special container that allows carrying, dropping, and operating sonar buoys for anti-submarine missions. Special radar stations adapted to work over water are also being tested for the naval versions of the MQ-9 Reaper. In 2020, tests were conducted with the Agile Condor module, which uses artificial intelligence to autonomously locate, track, and propose targets to drone operators. Perhaps it is called one of the best in the world for a reason. 4. One of the most classic drones, the Israeli IAI Heron TP drone, can be singled out. It can be used for surveillance, target detection, and scouting, and it's also capable of performing combat missions such as missile defense and long-range strategic strikes. In addition, the drone is equipped with a system of refueling in the air. The length of the device is 13 meters, with a wingspan of 26 meters. It's worth mentioning that it is comparable with the size of the airliner Boeing 737. The combat unmanned aerial vehicle can reach a maximum speed speed of 407 kilometers per hour and has a range of about 7,400 kilometers, a maximum takeoff weight of 5,400 kilograms, which can carry not only missiles and bombs, but also attack kamikaze drones. This drone is an all-weather vehicle. It's equipped with de-icing systems as well as an automatic takeoff complex. The IAI Heron is the only known operation that included a Gaza raid in 2009 that killed an Iraq convoy. The IAI Heron has been in service with the Israeli Air Force since February 2010. Also in 2011, the French Ministry of Defense decided to order IAI Heron drones from Israel. The cost per unit is about $35 million. 5. In reviews of modern weapons, nothing can be done without China, which introduced the Rainbow 4 or Kaihong 4 UAV, created by CASC. Not the only drone in the company's portfolio, but it can definitely be called the most recognizable. It's specifically designed for high-altitude missions over land and sea, plus it can fire its weapons up to 5,000 meters. The Rainbow CH-4 UAV has a retractable turret with an electro-optical sensor and a data link to a ground control station. The drone can boast a state-of-the-art remote control station with line of sight and satellite communications. The system is operated by 2 people. The Rainbow CH-4 drone is capable of firing an air-to-ground missile from 16,400 feet, so it can remain beyond the effective range of most enemy air defenses. This also allows the CH-4 UAV to fire from a position that provides a wider field of view. Note that the size of the new Chinese drone is on par with the world's largest models. In addition, only a few drones of this size are equipped with turbojet engines and are capable of high speed. 6. Another development by Israeli engineers that boasts real combat experience and is of great interest to armies around the world is the Elbit Hermes 900. This is a tactical medium-altitude unmanned aerial system designed primarily to enable the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, to perform intelligence, surveillance, and target identification, ISTAR operations. The UAV is 8.3 meters long, has a 15-meter wingspan, and a payload capacity of 350 kilograms. What sets the drone apart is the 2.5-meter-long internal payload compartment. The Hermes 900 drone can fly at a maximum altitude of 33,000 feet. The aircraft's maximum cruising speeds are 222 kilometers per hour and 103 kilometers per hour, respectively. The drone has a maximum flight endurance of about 40 hours and a maximum takeoff weight of 1,180 kilograms. The UAV is controlled from an Elbit Systems UGCS ground control station. Optionally, Hermes 900 can be equipped with strike systems. It's worth noting that this UAV has automatic takeoff and landing systems. The Elbit Hermes 900 multiple-purpose reconnaissance UAV is equipped with electronic surveillance systems, infrared and laser sensors, as well as an information-sharing system that allows images to be transmitted online to the control center. In March 2014, Brazil signed a contract with Israel to supply Hermes 900 drones. These were the drones that monitored order during the FIFA World Cup. 7. In 2009, the General Atomics Avenger was born. It's an advanced military drone in service with the U.S. Army and NATO. It has a length of 13 meters and a wingspan of 20 meters. The UAV has a maximum takeoff weight of 8,255 kilograms and a fuel capacity of 3,583 kilograms. The internal and total payloads are 1,588 kilograms and 2,948 kilograms, respectively. The UAS jet engine is equipped with a hybrid electric-mechanical anti-lock braking system. The MQ-20 Avenger can be equipped with a variety of battle-tested weapons, including AGM-114 Hellfire surface-to-air anti-tank missiles, GBU-39 small-diameter 250-pound bombs, GBU-49 Paveway 2, 500-pound laser-guided bombs, GBU-16 1,000-pound laser-guided bombs, and GBU-48 precision-guided bombs. It can also carry GBU-31, GBU-32, and GBU-38 joint direct attack munition. The manufacturer also equipped the Avenger with equipment to reduce its visibility on enemy radars, which, combined with its combat capabilities, makes it one of the most dangerous military drones in the world. This invisible Avenger is a real terror to the enemy. 8. And for dessert, we will tell you about the drone Yabon United 40. It's a multi-purpose drone that serves mainly in the Algerian army and is made by the United Arab Emirates. In addition to military operations, the drone can perform intelligence and humanitarian humanitarian missions. The United 40 UAV has a curved double longitudinal design with a tandem wing configuration. It has a fixed tricycle landing gear for safe takeoff and landing. The drone is 11.13 meters long, 4.38 meters high, and has a wingspan of 20 meters. Own weight, maximum takeoff weight of the aircraft of 520 kilograms and 1,500 kilograms respectively. The total lifting area is 24.3 square meters and the fuel tank capacity is 900 L. The Yabon United 40 can be equipped with Yabon Namrod air-to-ground missiles in a rotary launcher, Yabon Thunder cruise missiles, Fin Mechanica torpedoes, and guided bombs. The Yabon United 40 UAV was unveiled at the 2011 Dubai Air Show and demonstrated at the International Defense Exhibition and Conference, IDEX, in Abu Dhabi in February 2013. The first flight was made in March 2013. Conflicts in recent years in Syria, Libya, and Nagorno-Karabakh have shown how the role of unmanned aerial systems is growing on the battlefield. Modern drones are capable of not only effectively detecting the enemy day and night, targeting them with firepower, but also destroying them independently at a considerable distance from the battlefield. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and stay tuned.